that shame which is a natural characteristic of the individual. غير مكتسب, meaning it's not something which was learned or something that was picked up after a period of time. So some people naturally have this in their character. And as you see people around you, people vary with this. Some sisters are naturally shy, and some brothers are naturally shy. Meaning it's not something they have to learn about, or something they gain. And these are again from the words of Ibn Rajab, quoted by Abdullah. He said, وَهُوَ مِنْ أَجَلِّ الْأَخْلَاقِ الَّتِي, and this is from the most noble of manners, which Allah blesses the slave with, and He created him with. And that is why the Prophet ﷺ, he said, in an authentic hadith, الْحَيَاءُ لَا يَأْتِي إِلَّا بِخَيْرٍ. The Prophet ﷺ said, in this hadith, which is مُتَّفَقٌ عَلَيْهِ, meaning reported by Al-Bukhari and Muslim, that modesty or shame does not bring anything except khair, except good. So modesty and shame is khair, all of it, from the beginning to the end. Ibn Rajab continued, he said, why is modesty and shame, why is it noble, why is it good? He said, فَإِنَّهُ يَكُفُّ عَنْ إِرْتِكَابِ الْقَبَائِحِ, because verily it will prevent the person from falling into that which is dispraiseworthy, that which is ugly, that which is repugnant. Because if you have shame, then you will fall into that. If you don't have shame, then you will fall into it. He said, explaining the hadith, that modesty does not bring anything except good, for verily modesty will prevent an individual from falling into that which is repugnant, that which is ugly. And it will prevent a person from having bad manners and a low level of mannerisms. وَيَحُثْ عَلَى إِسْتِعْمَالِ مَكَارِمِ الْأَخْلَاقِ وَمَعَالِيهَا. And this shame will encourage a person to use and implement the best of manners and the highest level of them. وهو من خصال الإيمان بهذا الاعتبار. Characteristics of al-Iman, faith, from this angle. So this first type of al-Haya is something which is natural, meaning some people naturally have this. Some people naturally have this. And there comes the hadith, and this is not in the book, the hadith where it comes upon Ibn Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhuma, that the Prophet ﷺ, he passed by one of the Ansar. He passed by a man from the Ansar, وَهُوَ يَعِدْ أَخَاهُ فِي الْحَيَاةِ, who was admonishing his brother regarding modesty. Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the Prophet said, دَعْهُ فَإِنَّ الْحَيَاءَ مِنَ الْإِيمَانِ. Leave him alone, for verily haya, modesty and shame, is from Iman. And we see, as we mentioned, and we mentioned at the beginning of the lecture, that again, modesty is looked down upon in these lands, meaning in Al-Gharb, in the West amongst the kuffar. Because if you're modest and you have shame, you're rigid, and you're boring, and you're not adventurous. In Al-Islam, it's opposite. If you have Al-Haya, then it's known and it's recognized from the aspect of, as mentioned by Ibn Rajab, to be from the signs of Al-Iman, from the signs of faith. The second type of Al-Haya, as mentioned by Ibn Rajab, النوع الثاني ما كان مكتسبا, that which a person, for example, he learns, and that which a person gains. So he never had haya, he wasn't shameful naturally, this wasn't his character. But it's muktasib, meaning he obtained this shame and this modesty. How does a person obtain shame and modesty? And this should be a question that we all ask ourselves. How can we be shameful? How can we possess modesty, which the Prophet ﷺ said, verily it does not bring anything except good. Which the Prophet ﷺ said, Al-Haya min al-Iman, shame and modesty is from faith. Ibn Rajab said, muktasib, and it's earned and acquired, min ma'rifatillah, from knowing Allah, and from knowing the greatness of Allah, wa qurbihi min ibadihi, and Allah is close to His slaves, and He sees everything they do.